Hi folks, it's the end of September 2013. A special welcome to some Russian subscribers who have joined. Possibly that's because I've been sending emails to the Russian embassy here in New Zealand, in Wellington, about the Syrian situation. Basically I posted those letters onto my Facebook page. I was outraged by what the United States military and government were doing about Syria, and it would seem to me to be putting the whole world at threat of nuclear war. So I wrote emails and sent them. Whether they read them I don't know, but I suggested that they go directly to the American people and say, folks, do you want a nuclear war or not? There's not a lot of benefit to the USA for invading Syria with cruise missiles and threatening Russian personnel who could be there at Tartus in the north and so on. Why don't you just go to the American public, bypass all the diplomacy, the United Nations, everything, just talk to the American public. And within a few days I noticed that Putin had got the idea of going to the New York Times and putting an article in there saying, what gives here folks, why are we doing this, we don't need this threat, let's get some reality into this. Anyway, I noticed after that I've got a few Russian subscribers, so you're very welcome. I'm quite happy to have comments about this. My channel and my 2 weekly reports from now on will not only include concertina reports, they'll contain other stuff as well. If you want to watch a really good video about that, there's one called, a YouTube video called The Syrian War, What You Are Not Being Told. Really good. I'm not sure of anything, but it looks as though the United States is being too zealous about it, and I think there's implications of trying to take gas from Qatar off Russia and control energy generally on the planet. Anyway, I'm delighted to see that the public has been outraged by this. I'll put another link of an excellent video where a woman confronted John Cain, the senator. Amazing video. There's wonderful stuff to watch on YouTube. I might put a link to that too. It's just spellbinding to watch, and it's a demonstration of democracy in the USA. The American public are normally reasonably peaceful people, even though they've got 300 million guns, but they don't want to be invaders of other countries, and they've been had by their government and the military in the meantime. That's my perception of it. Anyway, on from that. In the last 2 weeks I've also been conferring a little bit with a guy called Goran Aram, who's a professor of ergonomics, about making a much better concertina. It's thrilling to me to even think about making a much better concertina. I'm not going to bore non-concertina players with this for long, but to redesign the whole thing, because it hasn't been redesigned, as far as I know, for hundreds of years. And we could make it, if we think of modern materials, modern techniques, rethink the whole thing from first principles, we could make a wonderful instrument that would be cheap as a guitar to use, lots more people would use it, very portable and so on. So that's the thing that's pot on the boil. Also I've been asked to talk at the local public library about virtuality. Virtual reality is virtual worlds where you can be in. One's called Second Life. I might put a little video, one of the best examples. I'll put that on as a little link, you can go and have a look. The potential is very exciting to me. When you think about it, you might think, well, virtual reality is very computerized and so on, but in fact even a book is a virtual reality. When you read the book, you're not in the place, but you are virtually experiencing the place and the ideas of the writer. Indeed, a word itself is a virtuality of something. All our thoughts are virtualities. So I'm very interested in virtuality in general, but particularly I'm interested in what we can do in virtual worlds. To cut a long story short, the things that you do virtually in a virtual world take about 1/100th to 1,000th of the energy that's required to do them in real life. For example, create a university with bricks and mortar and concrete, as compared with building one in Second Life. You can do that virtually. You can have buildings, you can have people participating from anywhere in the world. It's a wonderful way of doing things. And you can do new things that are impossible to do in real life, in the real world. You can try those things in virtual worlds, such as, for example, new kinds of art that are simply impossible, dynamic moving art that are impossible in physical reality, but you can do them in virtuality. Anyway, I've been asked to give a speech on that for 10 minutes and be with a bunch of other people to talk about it in November. So that's been great fun. I've been part of the Friends of the Library. That's how that all came about. So it's going to happen at the public library. We might make our public library a place where virtuality equipment is usable or borrowable or that sort of thing, and you have experiences there. I'll put a link to an excellent video called Kara Robot, which is a little bit to do with virtuality. Also, finally, I'm exploring Hangouts on Air. The idea of doing YouTube, doing a Hangout, a visual like Skype, but having up to 10 participants and broadcasting it live as it happens, with people being able to see it on your channel or on the YouTube video that's being created, even being able to post questions to you while it happens. To me, that's a wonderful kind of networking. It's all part of what I call autocracy. That's the new social networked reality we're in now. Thrilling. The very idea that I've seen Russian bloggers, people who are in Russia who write blogs about the political scene there and life in Russia, talking with Americans on YouTube and Hangouts and so on, thrills me. I think we might be able to solve the problem of war and conflict when ordinary Americans, ordinary Russians, ordinary New Zealanders can talk to each other like normal people, and I don't think there'll be as much war if we do that. We'll all become friends. Anyway, that's maybe my excessive optimism. I'll give you a little bit of music from my last Wednesday's Tin Cup folk music scene that I had in the shed. Sorry, it's not great concertina playing or anything, but this is supposed to be my 2-weekly report on concertina progress, and it's growing into something else because I'm getting new subscribers with different interests. Again, feel welcome to add comments about music or any of the issues that I raise here, but I hope you're having a good 2 weeks, and maybe you'll see me again in 2 weeks' time, because I always put these out every 2 weeks. Bye! This is Doug's tune. 1, 2, 3, 4.